So how can you write your life story and make sure that it resonates with your readers? So a thought that came to mind too was, fitness coaches. Stay with me here. I know it's a little bit of a stretch from writing a book to fitness coaches, but when you see a fitness coach, a lot of times they are lean, but they're muscular and they're ripped, right? I might be dating myself by saying that term, but it's true. They have those large muscles and those strong abs, and that's what we want to do with our writing too. So we want to get rid of all that extraneous information, the extensive detail's good, but all that extensive detail, all that long backstory, and really focus on the core event or experience that you're relating. Whenever you look at those fitness coaches and those personal trainers, they have worked hard to get where they're at, right? It doesn't happen overnight. They had to really work at it. And in order to get those muscles and that six-pack abs, they had to, trim away the fat. And that's what you want to do with your writing. And one way to do that is to always focus on your reader. What are they going to get out of reading your story? How can you impact them in some way? And so that's how I came up with the acronym RIPT, R-I-P-T. All right. So what does that stand for? The first way, the first letter of the acronym is just to be relatable. It's relatability. I mean, when you can relate to someone's life experience in some way, you want to know more so that you can benefit from it, right? Or so you can learn something new. You want to be able to interact with the author in some way. Sometimes people will ask, well, how do I know if my writing is relatable? How do I know if people are really interested in what I have to say about my life experience? And I often say that the best thing you can do is to simply ask for feedback. Get a couple of trusted people who will give you their honest opinion, not your mom, not your spouse, not your best friend, because they all want to support you. They want to encourage you. They don't want to bring you down. So they might not give you the 100% honest answer that you need to make sure that you are relating to individuals. My guess is that you understood that my ripped analogy about the fitness coach, because we can all relate in some way. We've all at some point have either tried to lose weight or just tried to become more fit. And so we can all kind of visualize that, right? And so when I relate it to our writing, that we want to get lean and cut things down, you could relate to that. So whatever your story is, find some way, whether it's a metaphor, whether it's the way you phrase your experience, just make it some more accessible to your readers. And like I said, ask for feedback. And don't be offended. Please don't be offended if people come back and say, well, it could be tweaked a little bit better, because they're just trying to make your writing better. They're not trying to, make you feel like you're less than a writer. And if you get someone who gives you really negative feedback, just write them off and say thank you, and then seek someone else who's a little bit more supportive yet honest. Okay. So for the RIP, the second way to resonate with your reader is to share some inspiration. Sharing how you worked through a problem or overcame a difficult situation gives your readers hope that she can perform similarly, if she's ever in a similar situation, or with whatever her struggles may be, she gets some hope, right? We all want hope that this challenge won't last forever, that we can come through on the other side. So I'm personally a history buff. I love history, so I read a lot about how people overcame diversity and adversity in our nation's history. And I'm a solopreneur, so I read a lot about how other solopreneurs have become successful, so I can try to emulate them. I'm a Christian, so I turn to the Bible for my nourishment and encouragement on a daily basis. So, I gravitate toward those accounts, those experiences of others that educate and inspire me to become the best person I can be, and look beyond my current challenges. Some people ask me, okay, how can I be inspiring if I haven't overcome a significant life challenge? Well, you don't have to. That's the good news. You don't have to go through a near-death experience or overcome some serious addiction. You may have, and you can write about those for sure, but you don't have to. If you're an optimist and a positive thinker, that can be an encouragement for someone. That can be an inspiration for others. Your weight loss journey, your goal to run a marathon, your decision to skydive at the age of 70, and I recently met someone that's what he did at the age of 70, and he's now 82. So yes, he survived the experience. But there's something undoubtedly inspiring about those stories. We want to read more, and that's what you want. You want your reader to keep turning those pages and read your entire book, right? And it's one story at a time. So make each story as powerful and ripped as you can. So the third way to resonate with your reader is to share your personality. If I would assume that most of us have a favorite author or two, and they've probably written more than one book, and maybe even in different genres. But whatever book you're reading, even if you didn't see the author's name on there, you'd know it was their work because you know how they write. They have a particular, what we call in the writing world, voice, right? They write in a particular manner. They use particular phrases, maybe a lot. It's that thing that sets them apart from other writers in the genre. And so for you, if you're just starting out, if you've never authored a book before, if this is all new to you, a lot of people ask me, well, how do I discover my writing voice? And I tell them the simplest thing is to simply write as you speak or as you think. What makes you stand out from others around you? Maybe it's a particular phrase that you use a lot. And if you speak in contractions, can't, won't, write that way. We were all, well, at least my age and older of individuals were taught that in high school we were to write very formally. We had to write in a very formal, structured manner, and we did not use contractions in our writing. And while that's still encouraged and used for business correspondence and legal or medical documentation and resumes, things of that nature, when you're reading a book, if you read something like unless you're emphasizing something, I will not, like you're stressing that for a particular reason. Most people don't say, I will not go to the store today. Most people don't say, I cannot do that. Most people will use contractions. And so if you speak in contractions, write in contractions, okay? That's your personality, that's your style. Then, if you're wondering if your personality is shining through, that's again where those advanced readers, those early readers who are your honest yet encouraging fans, and you only need one or two of them, you don't need a whole bunch of them. That's where they can let you know if you sound like yourself in your writing. So our fourth and final way to make sure that you resonate with your reader is to be transparent, to offer transparency. And no, I'm not talking about giving away every last little detail and secret. No, there's such a thing as too much information. You don't want to make your reader uncomfortable. I have read a few memoirs that are just a little too uncomfortable for my taste, okay? I'm not saying that's for everybody. Yeah, some people might enjoy knowing every last little juicy bit. But I'm just saying to be transparent about the good and the bad of the situation. Don't just be a Pollyanna, right? And say, I had this challenge, and only focus on the success afterward. Say about what you went through in the trenches during that challenge. Did you struggle? Did you experience setbacks? Like today, I shared at the beginning about some of my challenges this morning, right? Do that in your writing. Show that life isn't all just roses and rainbows, but that there are some challenges too. And that in turn leads back to the first point of being relatable, right? Everyone has bad days and everyone goes through challenges, and we know that it's not just that you start here the challenge and it's a straight line to the top to overcoming it or to success. You know, there's a lot of moving parts, and take a step forward, take 2 steps back kind of thing. So those are the 4 ways to resonate with your reader. So I'd love to know what you thought about today's points. I would love to know if you found them helpful. So please be sure to share in the comments if you did find that helpful. And if you're watching and you feel that, these were just what you needed at this moment, and that you'd like additional encouragement and support as you continue on your writing journey, and would like additional resources and advice, I would love to help you. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do as a book coach. So I've created a lot of free and very low cost resources that are available on my website at Lasting Legacies. So that's www.lasting, L-A-S-T-I-N-G Legacies, legacies.net, and I'll be sure to put that in one of the comments below too, so you can just click on that link. But yeah, and if you like this kind of video and would like to see more of that come your way, as well as announcements about future, I'm actually creating a new writing challenge that I'll be sharing more about very soon. So if you want to learn more about that, be sure to like or become a fan of my Facebook page here, the Lasting Legacies page, so that you can see that come through your feed, and you'll be in the know and be able to participate. So with that, I am going to sign off for today, and I am so thankful that you're watching, and I'll speak with you again soon. Bye. Have a wonderful day.